Sorry about that. This broadcast was interrupted by a government message telling me that more people locally have the coronavirus. And so, spot that, YouTube. Thomas Eriksson with the goal. 5-2 Philadelphia, L3D1, but he's D2, so that's right, isn't it? Eriksson with the goal. Eriksson, slot, goal. Wait, Eriksson, yeah, end slot, goal. You can go back and check in this game, too, much like Deck of Cards Hockey. So... goodness, what am I looking at here? L3D1. All right. And sorry, I had that text message from the, and they turn off the camera. It turns off the camera when that happens. R5 here on line 3, I don't see one. And the center on line 3, however. So Ron Sutter. And he probably just does a little drop pass to Eriksson, who jumps up on the play, and it's 5-2 Philadelphia all of a sudden. They could have another chance right here in the same period. Montreal in frustration. Look at this. WY2, that will indeed be a penalty for Montreal here. I'm just going to write MTL pen WY2 and then 2 minutes. So next couple of cards here, Flyers with the player advantage. And they're going to have a scoring chance here. Jay, that's Peter Zezel. More of a setup man, but when he's in the slot, he can probably finish his own scoring chance. Indeed, he can. So 6-2 Philadelphia. This has suddenly become quite one-sided. I wanted to play this game as well because as a Habs fan, they have been dominant in a lot of my replays, and I wanted to show that I do not rig the decks or rig the games in favor of my Canadians. Hopefully I've demonstrated that here, if nothing else. So it is, Zezel with a power play goal. Here with 3, we'll say 3:31, so exactly 1 minute. That's a bit doo-doo-doo-doo-y. And L1D2. See, actually, okay, and this is another way that I play it a little bit differently. So the power play, I'm going to assume maybe that Zezel was the fourth forward on the power play here. D2RD, yeah, Doug Crossman, he provided some offense, some secondary offense, so that's plausible that he would get a point there. And right wing, so I'm going to go with Tim Kerr. Uncharacteristically, Kerr, 3 assists. That's a secondary one, but that is his 3rd assist in the game. So back to even strength here and 2 more off the clock. And scoring chance for Montreal here. So who wants to snap them out of it? Jacques Lemaire. Jacques Lemaire from the blue line, though. He won't be able to do anything this time. And let's see if this is not a 0 minute and it's not 2. So second intermission. Score is, 6-2 Philadelphia still. All right, back for period 3. Philadelphia up 6-2. They were up 3-1 after 1. Early in the second period, Steve Shutt scored right off the bat to get Montreal back to within 1. But then it was 3 unanswered goals from Philadelphia. So 6-2 is the score here as we start the third period. And that's a minute off the clock. So 19 to go in the game. No scoring chance for either side. 2 more minutes off the clock. And that's a chance for Montreal. Try to cut Philadelphia's lead. Well, in half, I guess, kind of. Anyway. Try to get half as many goals here. Doug Risebrough with it. And at the face-off circle, he actually is able to score. So it's 6-3. If anyone can do it, it's the 77 Montreal Canadiens. So don't go home yet. If you're in Philadelphia, don't celebrate yet. Risebrough, L1D1. R5 on his line, that would be Risebrough himself. And the right wing, so we're going to give an assist to Mario Tremblay. It's Risebrough from Tremblay. And we'll take that 27 off the card there. So 17:27 to go in the game. It is 6-3 Philadelphia. Another minute off the clock. And 83, that's just out of the Flyers scoring chance range. So 2 more down. And 18, that's just out of Montreal's range. Interesting. Okay. 3 more. 34, no. And 1 more off the clock. That will be a chance for Montreal. And that is Steve Shutt. Shutt from the face-off circle. Okay, Ken Pelly-Lindbergh make a big save here. His range is 7-11. That's a 5. Shutt with his second goal of this game. He had the unassisted marker early in the second period. So it is now 6-4. L2D2. Left wing. So that is Shutt himself. Could he have another? No, 6 is Lafleur. So Lafleur will get an assist on Steve Shutt's goal. And sometimes I notice if there are a lot of one assist goals, I might flip another card just for a second one. I won't do that here. 10:06, so just under halfway into the period, and Steve Shutt, they've cut Philadelphia's lead down to 2. Let's see what else, if anything, they can do here. 2 more off the clock. That is 8. I swear I did not rig this deck for the third period. Penalty versus away. So if I was trying to fix the deck, I'm doing a terrible job of it, because UZ3, that means Montreal's going back to the box. Gainey might be alone. No, Steve Shutt will. Actually, that's not how it works in shootout. There's that whole killed elsewhere in the period. So because of that, I don't like to make a mess. What I do, I just note Montreal, Penn, UZ, 2 minutes here. So Philadelphia will go on the man advantage. I know the way PJet plays shootout, he doesn't count minor penalties in the final 10 minutes of a game. I don't count them in the final 5 of a game. And another minute, or sorry, this is a power play minute. So no, Philadelphia needs at least a 69, and they don't get it, but Montreal gets a shorthanded chance here on the second minute, and that's L. Let's see, L is Steve Shutt, but he has U. So here, I'm going to follow my own rule that counteracts, I think, what it says in the shootout rule book. And I'm not going to give Montreal the shorthanded scoring chance there. There, you have it on record. That would be so. The penalty is killed, however, and then 4 minutes. We're down actually to 2 minutes to go here in the third period. And let's see if either side can get a scoring chance. This could be a major penalty, so I will allow for this, because it seems quite possible to me that frustrations would mount in a game like this. 3 and 4 and 5 for fighting. 3 on Montreal doesn't have a 3. I guess I could throw Risebrough up against Lindsey Carson. I'm going to ignore it. It really has no bearing either way in the actual game. Montreal is going to pull the goaltender, however, and there is an empty net goal here for Philadelphia. And again, like with the breakaway goal earlier, for me, the easiest way to do it, I just, I think it was Sinisalo got the breakaway goal. I just flip and I look here. So E on Philadelphia is Murray Craven. Pretty good at scoring goals late in games, actually, if I recall correctly. I think he has at least a couple of empty netters in Season 2. Philadelphia did not play in Season 1, so good on them for getting to the playoffs. The 2000 Devils failed in their bid. Craven, 4 bench in D2. Craven plays in the third line. Again, Doug Crosman with his second assist of the game. And we'll go with Crosman's pairing mate there, Thomas Eriksson, with his second point of the game. He, of course, scored the goal, one of the goals earlier. So it is Craven. I know on an empty net there's not normally 2 assists, but it's more fun this way. Craven from, and that's with protocol anyway. So Craven from Crosman and Eriksson here. Minute to go. I don't know. What do I do here? It's 7-4 Philadelphia. Montreal. Probably prideful. I'm not even sure what the Habs would do. What if this were real? Let's see here. There is nothing there in the final minute. Now, I will flip to see if it's a 0 minute. Again, that's just how I play it. There is a 0 minute, so there will be one more chance here. And to be honest, I'm trying to remember how I do it with that. Sometimes I do have dramatic final minutes in games like this. So we have a goal and an empty net goal. Basically, we have a mess, and then we have time. That will run down a minute of time. So anyway, I think normally what I would do if it were in any other period, and I will follow it here, the 0 minute. So we'll say that Philadelphia, you know what, it's going to be an 8-4 Flyers game, empty net goal for the Flyers. Because, again, Montreal, if anybody, they could get a few in the final minute here. You know what, actually, I'm just not going to, because again, Montreal was down by 3 at that point, so in keeping with what if this were real, if you're down by 3, even if it's the playoffs, unless you're facing elimination, you're probably just going to warm up the bus and start thinking about bringing this series back to the Forum if you're Montreal. So I'm going to say final score 7-4 Philadelphia. Sorry for any confusion there in the final minute and me sounding a lot like I don't know what I'm doing. It's a really good game, shootout hockey. I made a few mental notes, things that I wanted to talk about as this game drew to a close that I'm completely blanking on at the moment. So I'll just throw in there that, again, anything like, liking, commenting, subscribing, turning on the notifications bell, anything like that, it's never expected, but it's always appreciated. And hopefully you enjoyed the game. Other than the fact that my Habs lost, I certainly did. But, they'll be back in the form for Game 3, and I do want this to be an interesting and competitive series in any event. So, anyway, that's Shootout Hockey, and bye for now.